All right, let's get this show started.
In today's top news, Israel Adesanya receives a mural in Auckland, New Zealand. A mural depicting Israel Adesanya has been completed in central Auckland. Kiwi street artist Owen Dippy spent weeks working on the large artwork, which is located in a car park on Victoria Street. Izzy has now taken to his Instagram stories showcasing the impressive mural. Tom Aspinall blames Jon Jones for holding shit up. On Thursday, Dana White announced that Aspinall will defend his interim title against Curtis Blaydes in a rematch at UFC 304, which is scheduled for July 27th in Manchester, England. Following the announcement, Aspinall posted a video on his YouTube channel reacting to the news, where he also took some shots at Jon Jones, blaming him for holding up the heavyweight division.
I am an MMA fighter, love fighting. Last thing I want to do, hold up a division. I see the comments, people out there saying I'm holding the division up. That's not me. That's someone else at the top. It's not me. A bit of a strange conundrum with my division. Usually, when the champ is coming back, the interim would obviously usually fight the champ. Jon Jones is holding shit up, let's be honest. He's playing games. Well, I've made it pretty clear that when I fight Jones, I'm not going to go out I'm not going to start acting like someone that I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I spoke to Jon Jones online, spoke to Jon Jones privately, spoke to Jon Jones personally, publicly. There's not a lot more that I can do. Jon Jones is playing games. He doesn't want the fight. I'm not going to start acting like someone I'm not just to get views and get attention and all that stuff. I want to be true to myself. I want to fight the best people in the world. And hopefully, fingers crossed, one day that'll interest Jon. But right now, he's interested in fighting 42-year-old Stipe. So there isn't a lot to say about that, really.
Jon Jones reacts to Aspinall vs. Blaydes at UFC 304. Shortly after the announcement, Jones took to X and shared his prediction for the fight, writing, "I wouldn't be surprised if Curtis won. I've seen scenarios like this time and time again. Dude prematurely drinking his own Kool-Aid ends up with a huge piece of humble pie. I mean, if Sergey can touch Tom that easy, I'm sure Curtis can too. When Curtis decides to go, he's a lot faster than people realize, and he hits hard. A few well-timed shots and that strong top game, it could be a long night for old Tommy boy. Either way, I'll be watching, excited to have some additional footage." Bones followed up, "Trolls telling me I'm slowing down the division by getting injured. Meanwhile, the next two heavyweights aren't even a main event. Interesting. I'm on the right path. I got until November to remind the world again." Fans in the comments didn't agree with Jones, writing, "You're slowing down the division by not fighting the interim champ. If you want your gimmick fight with Wash Stipe, then vacate your belt. They aren't on the main event because they're fighting for the interim belt. They would have been if you didn't duck Tom. Come on, man. You're fighting a guy who last won a fight when Alex Pereira, Dricus du Plessis, Ilya Topuria, Tom Aspinall, and Shavkat Rakhmonov hadn't even made their debuts yet. Jon, my man, let's not talk pony, buddy. Let's level up. You know Curtis isn't beating Tom Aspinall in July, so as long as he comes through that unscathed, will you face him in November at MSG? Simple. Yes or no? Come on, Bones Brigade. Let's have the facts." Chael Sonnen claims that Tom Aspinall will be stripped of his interim belt. In a recent interview on the MightyCast podcast with Demetrius Johnson, Chael Sonnen stated that Tom Aspinall will be stripped of his interim belt once Jon Jones returns to defend his title. Sonnen explained that an interim champion can only exist in the absence of an undisputed champion.
People believe, all right, let's just paint a scenario. Tom Aspinall's in the front row. He's the interim champion. Jon Jones and Stipe go fight. Jon Jones takes the microphone, says, "I'm retired." Boom. Aspinall now elevates. Jon Jones says, "I'm not going to retire." And you've got interim champion versus undisputed champion. Wrong. And you got to look into the bylaws of government affairs. The interim champion can only exist when there is the absence of an undisputed champion. And therefore, the moment the bell rings for Jon Jones' next fight, there is no longer an interim champion. The moment the bell rings, the undisputed champion has returned, which means Tom Aspinall, sitting in the front row with his shiny belt, is stripped instantly. So if John does retire, he does not move up. And if they do fight, it's not champion versus champion. And nobody seems to know that. I'm only calling that out because when this gets looked into and Mark Ratner has to weigh in, he's going to weigh in with me. There is no interim champion per the rules when the undisputed champion is present.
Islam Makhachev is open to fighting Conor McGregor after UFC 302. Even though McGregor hasn't won a fight in more than 4 years, hasn't won a lightweight bout since his title victory almost 8 years ago, and is nowhere to be found in the official UFC rankings, Islam Makhachev is still willing to fight him if he beats Dustin Poirier at UFC 302. During a recent interview on the Pound for Pound podcast with Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo, Makhachev said he'd be foolish to not take the fight and that he would have no trouble handling McGregor in the cage.
Poirier, he just finished Conor twice. He beat a lot of guys. So
why you say he finished Conor twice, brother? Everybody can finish Conor 10 times.
So after Dustin, you finish Conor if Conor wants.
I don't think he will cut weight, brother. Why not? If people have to be stupid, say no. Of course, I will fight with him.
Would you skip Armin Saruka to fight Conor McGregor
brother,
in
when
your
I
next
will
fight?
fight next, like October or November, I can fight August or September with McGregor.
Hey,
brother, easy. This guy not same. I don't want to make him feel look bad, but everybody know this guy not same. Before, yeah, for sure. When he was fighting with Khabib, he's in the good shape. He's a high level fighter. But right now it's too much alcohol, too much whiskey, and it's not same. Not same.
Brendan Schaub responds to Ronda Rousey's comments about their relationship. Earlier this week, excerpts from Ronda Rousey's book mentioned her former boyfriend, Brendan Schaub, and these excerpts have been making some noise. Schaub and Rousey dated back in 2014, but broke up in the same year. In her new memoir, Rousey criticized Schaub for playing mind games during their relationship and expressed the joy she felt watching her future husband, Travis Brown, defeat Schaub in their 2014 bout. In response, Schaub shared his side of the story on a recent episode of his podcast, The Fighter and the Kid.
If I wrote this is the difference. If I wrote a book, she would not be in my book. That's not an event in my life that I would put in a book. But to bring it up,
everybody has
14 years later.
It is what it is. Yeah.
I mean, but she has kids, and it obviously worked out, and it's life. We weren't a match. So when she says mind games, no, it's not mind games. The mind games came from, in all honesty, her camp. That was the trouble she had. And that's a whole nother issue that she can address. I have nothing to do with that. I didn't train at her camp. I don't know the coach. I did nothing. I have nothing to do with that. Mind games, I guess when she means mind games, that would mean I wasn't into it. It wasn't a match.
It just wasn't a match.
So yeah. So, and you were around during that time and you knew this. I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. Love the girl as a friend. But when it came to that, I'm like, dude, it's just not, she's not my person. But in the last conversation, the last words I ever said to her, I said, and told her how I felt, told her it's just not going to work. Clearly both upset. And I said, and you will never talk to me again. I know you, and we will never talk again. And we've never talked again.
Sucks.
Never.
It's time for today's top memes. Third place was found over on Instagram and was posted by As Shopped As It Gets. Second place meme was found over on Instagram and was posted by Drill MMA. And the top pick was found over on Reddit and was posted by Vectorino. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay in the talk.